David Alvarado, and my new album is Transfigurations on NRK Records out of the UK. This in particular was started out as a 4-track EP that was dance floor style music, 4 on the floor, straight up dance floor stuff. So what we did was we took the main 4 tracks from the EP and we coupled it with what started out to be just kind of segues and pieces to kind of soft mix from one track to the next, and they turned out to be complete, songs in themselves. So it turned into a full album with 10 tracks. Everything's created. I don't like the use of really kind of noticeable samples and canned patches and things like that. That's the worst thing. If I can identify something, I know somebody else can. So I don't want somebody saying, oh, that's from something edition volume 2 or some canned sample or loop or something. So I just like go into the knob twirling mode and just kind of start with one idea, be it a percussion loop or a synth or a voice or anything, and it just I run it, I play, I tweak, I do all kinds of things, and it just kind of goes from there. Sometimes something comes out of it, sometimes nothing comes out of it, and it ends up in a folder for a year or two, and then I rediscover it by accident somehow. And that's typically what happens with a lot of stuff. I just tend to continuously be designing something, and sometimes it's finished, sometimes it's like a canvas, just you kind of start with, you kind of don't like where it's going, you put it aside and you rediscover it in the back of the closet 2 years later, and it's like, wow, this is great. On this particular album, it's one of the albums that I think I went more virtual than anything. And the interesting thing about it is that early in my career I was really into just using analog boards, mixing boards and effects, and capturing things, basically on one pass of tape, and then that was it. There was no way to really go back and change anything differently. It just was what it was. And I evolved into the whole virtual studio mentality and method of doing things, and I found that as I started eliminating pieces, real pieces from my studio that I could put my hands on, I found myself locked into a world where it didn't have that same interaction, that same randomness, that same touch and feel of the moment, and it really frustrated me. So over the last probably four years, I've struggled to find the same depth and warmth that I found in using the analog equipment with the new virtual technology. This is the first album and project that was completely done in my virtual studio, so to say, and it I've found a comfort level, I found a comfort zone, and I've learned how to manipulate and use the things that I have in the way that I did before when it was analog technology. So I'm able to create the same space, the same depth, the same warmth that I was able to do before, but now with the convenience of it being, there forever and re-editable and non-destructive editing and all the benefits of the virtual studio that you don't have in a 20-year-old piece of gear. So this album is like my finding myself and getting myself back in touch with the technology and able to manipulate it to get the quality that I want.